attempting to and drinking a poisonous substance is now in police custody. Investigations continue. There's another video going viral at this time. What people say are the mishandling of a young man, and that video is actually going viral. The Dominican police and the mishandling. As to the reasons why, I can't say, but I will share some of the audio from that video that's going wild now. The mishandling of the police. The Dominican police. Let's listen to some of the conversation there. Let's listen. Seriousness. All right, some of the upset onlookers there looking at the police. Three mishandling a young man. So the reasons why I can't tell you, but that doesn't look well. It doesn't augur well for the police, huh? 4493095. I'm sure you'll get a copy of the same video and you'll come to your own conclusion. But what I'm seeing there, 3 police officers with one young man. Serious mishandling going on there. Police, you have to work on different techniques, man. This video could have been avoided, huh? Just bringing shame on the police right now. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. I'm hoping that we get a report from the senior officers sometime later to explain just what happened there in the presence of the public.
ISA Trading Limited is celebrating mothers in grand style with a super grand Mother's Day raffle. Yes, do not miss our Mother's Day promotion at ISA Trading Limited. Spend $50 or more and write your mother's name, address, and their telephone number on the back of your receipt and place it in the box provided to take part in our grand Mother's Day raffle. Help your mom win one of these fabulous prizes. First prize, a 90 kg washing machine. Second prize, a 4-burner gas stove. Third prize, an industrial blender. And fourth prize, a 4.5-liter electric air fryer. Promotion runs from today, 17th April to May 11th, 2025. ESA Trading Limited. We're making a difference for you.
Dominican, Dominican, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till you roof fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
The Abraham Cyber Cafe, based in the vibrant community of Woodford Hill, is where you inspire and we create. Call on Abraham Cyber Cafe for all your top quality printing needs: vehicle decals, custom made tumblers, mugs, and brilliant printing of t-shirts, caps, and a wide variety of ID cards. For top quality, fast, eye-catching, head-turning, high-impact, vibrant printing, rely on the professional printing services of Abraham Cyber Cafe. Call 315-5745 or WhatsApp 276-6522. Abraham Cyber Cafe. We bring all your ideas to life with exceptional brilliance and excellence. The people's choice. You won't regret this experience.
And my hope was for Dominica to become the first developing country to have a 0% debt to GDP ratio. And then we were going to create a fund and pay into that fund as if we were still owing.
All right, Dominica. You know, one colleague is looking at the video and saying, "Don't you see the young man is trying to resist?" Really? 3 police officers and 1 individual, and you talk about resistance? You know, when the police is right, say they're right. But that force, no, is absolutely unnecessary. I'm sure you would not like it on your own person, huh? All right. Before I introduce the next statement by our own Prime Minister, Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt, I'm going to play this piece and then we'll talk about it. I'm talking about this. Income tax.
People are amazed. Play football, all you get is praise. Play football, you get something. I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship
in principle. I'm opposed on the grounds of practicality. I'm opposed on the grounds that it is not sustainable and that it is reckless to run your country's finances on selling passports. You know, every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted from the Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominican Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. And I'm talking about some of the lawyers and some of the accountants and wannabe agents. They know will want to thief as much as they can, as fast as they can. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care were just spent on other things. Housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. I saw it coming. It took a little longer because to give them some time to clean up. But I know that the money is so sweet for everybody. They weren't going to do any cleanup. Because if you really, really clean up, there's not a lot of money. There are so many corrupt practices involved in what I'm talking about. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment, CBI money. These companies figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. They're mistaken, but they figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. And what they will do, they will sell as many as they can, as fast as they can, which means more vagabonds will come in, more corrupt people will come in, more money launderers will come in, more people affecting our security will come in. And what is their oxygen? Money on your back. By taking your passport, selling it, and you wouldn't be able to get into Europe, you wouldn't be able to get into Britain, you wouldn't be able to get into America. You hear what I'm telling you? So breaking news, the MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
As you heard the Prime Minister of St. Vincent indicating or suggesting or warning these Caribbean governments clearly under some pressure. Now, and that's one of their own. Now, I reported this week that they were attending an investment summit in Antigua. And at that summit, just to make the link, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt wants private sector entities and stakeholders to actively, I repeat, actively defend the Citizenship by Investment program in the face of external challenges. Mr. Skerritt is one of the leaders attending the Caribbean Investment Summit 2025 held at the AUA Conference Center in Antigua and Barbuda, as reported there by Sherman Dick, the Dominican News Online. During a panel discussion titled Creating and Implementing the Vision, Mr. Skerritt highlighted the CBI program's critical role in the nation's development. He pointed out that these initiatives have significantly contributed to reducing Dominica's debt to GDP ratio, establishing an emergency fund, and providing housing for citizens. Despite the clear benefits, Mr. Skerritt, wait for that part. Mr. Skerritt expressed his disappointment that the defense of these programs seems to rest solely with government officials. It should not be left, quote, to the governments alone to be the ones extolling the virtues of the CBI program. We do not hear the agents or the developers. We do not hear from the private sector who are benefiting directly from the CBI programs. He further emphasized that the silence from those who profit from the CBI initiatives could be misinterpreted as a sign of wrongdoing. Our silence gives people the impression that there is something untoward with these programs. He urged those present to speak up and help change the narrative surrounding the CBI programs, asserting the support of the private sector is crucial in countering these negative sentiments. In describing the CBI programs as beneficial and life-changing, both for the nation and the citizens, Skerritt reiterated the need for collective action. As the global landscape continues to evolve, he believes it is more important than ever for all stakeholders to unite in their defense of these vital initiatives. The pressure is mounting. So all the agents who are not benefiting from the CBI programs, your Prime Minister is calling on you to stand up and defend the CBI program. Don't let it look like it's only the government that's benefiting. Well, I traced a copy of that statement.
And my hope was for Dominica to become the first developing country to have a 0% debt to GDP ratio. And then we were going to create a fund and pay into that fund as if we were still owing or we still had national debt, and to use that as a fund to reinvest in the country and also to make loans available to developing bank at lower interest rates so that the private sector could have access to cheaper financing. We were also saving for the construction of our international airport. And at the time of Hurricane Maria, we had in excess of $260 million, and by now we would have had enough money to build international airport in cash. And had it not been for Hurricane Maria, we would have had enough monies to have paid off our national debt about 2 years ago. But things have changed. And we have just, in the last 3 years or so, we have recommenced. We've created a vulnerability risk reduction fund. And we are paying into that fund, which is resident at the central bank monthly, in the event that we are faced with a catastrophic disaster or an external shock, that we can access those funds to help. We've also created a debt repayment fund. And my hope is that succeeding generations of leadership in our country would have access to a fund that would guarantee them, or at least guarantee them, the ability to repay on some of our debt. And then we have a floor of 100, or estimate will be $142 million, where you will not be able to touch that fund if it's below $142 million at any one time. And of course, there's special clause to draw on this in exceptional circumstances. We have used our funds in many areas, from construction of hospitals to health centers. I mean, in one period of about 2 years, we built about 12 health centers and one hospital for this. And of course, housing. And the housing that we build are given to our citizens in large measure at no cost to them. And so we continue to invest heavily in the public sector investment program. We are now constructing a cable car as an additional tourism attraction. We're now constructing the marina under the CBA program. And of course, we're constructing international airport. And what we have to understand, all of us, Dominica was one of the countries which did not benefit from the presence of the US and Western allies who were able to build at least an airport that would allow for bigger aircrafts to land. So we've had to do it by ourselves and from scratch. And the reality is, whether it's the CDB or whether it's the World Bank, we will not give any country like ours money to build an airport. And you have to finance it yourself. And of course, we all understand the importance of having improved air access into our countries. So the CBI programs are very, very crucial to bringing in foreign direct investments, assisting in growing the economy and expanding the economy, assisting in creating jobs, and ensuring the social safety nets are capitalized to the benefit of the citizens. And of course, we can spend a lot of time chronicling the many interventions that we have undertaken. When Hurricane Maria came in, of course, we were faced with two disasters in quick succession in 2015, 2017, and then the COVID-19 came very early in 2020. Yes, you will borrow from the World Bank and others, but this takes a pretty long time to access the funds. So we borrowed for housing from the World Bank in 2017. We concluded loan negotiations in October of 2017, and we were only able to access the loans, the funds, I believe in 2023, 2024, to build homes. So if I had to rely exclusively on the loans from the World Bank to build homes for people, many would have been still in shelter. But luckily we had funds saved and we were able to use that to build homes and to rebuild infrastructure. And that is what people don't understand. There are people who tell you that there are funds out there and so on, but they do not appreciate the gestation period. To borrow money from the CDB, it is not a criticism of the CDB, that is how it is. You sign a loan today, you are guaranteed that you won't get a loan now before 7-10 years. And if you have a bridge that is washed away, on the country like Dominica, where every mile it travels, there are 3 or 4 bridges, and a bridge gets washed away, I cannot wait for 5 years to rebuild the bridge. I can't wait for 10 years to rebuild the bridge. And so we have to appreciate it. And of course, this is why I share the comments of the Prime Minister Antigua in his welcome remarks today, that it should not be left to the governments alone to be the one espousing the virtues of the CBI program. We do not hear the agents, we do not hear the developers, we do not hear the private sector, all of whom are benefiting directly from the CBI program. And our silence gives people the impression that there are things untoward. And so our presence here today, in my respectful view, and I would have really preferred that our comments we shared yesterday would have been in this plenary session. Our hope is that your presence here, your consciousness can be poked, and that we have a paradigm shift in how we engage ourselves on this. Because our silence is not helping the cause of the CBI programs. These programs are beneficial, they're meaningful, they are life-changing, and they are important. Because with this world, and I've seen the world change, I've been around for some time, and I've seen the world change dramatically. The world of 10 years ago is a completely different one now. Completely different one now. And the question is, how are we going to position ourselves to continue to finance the public sector investment programs, to continue to finance the social safety nets, to alleviate poverty, and to increase employment opportunities, and to give our citizens hope. Thank you very much.
Mr. Brown. Thank you very much. I think I'll give a little historical perspective so that our delegates here will understand the importance of the CBI program here in Antigua and Barbuda, and perhaps our international partners ought to listen intently. Our CBI revenues represent on average about 10% of total income. Our economy generally is about 2 billion. Our annual income about $1 billion. So we collect an average $100 million a year, EC, in CBI revenues. Now, in 2014, when we assumed the governance of the country was literally teetering on bankruptcy. In fact, it was the economic difficulties at the time that prompted me back in 2009 to urge the then UPP administration to pursue an investment immigration program. I didn't do it exclusively out of benevolence, but perhaps more out of necessity.
All right, Dominica, of course, you heard the Prime Minister, Mr. Roosevelt Skerritt, followed by Mr. Brown, the Prime Minister of Antigua, who will play his piece in another program in terms of the benefits of the CBI to Antigua. We want this afternoon to emphasize or to scrutinize more of the statement made by the Prime Minister of Dominica. He wants the private sector entities and stakeholders to actively defend the Citizen by Investment program in the face of external challenges. Dominica, we're taking your phone calls. So, Mr. Prime Minister, all due respect there, do you mind naming some of these private sector entities that you may be disappointed with, or the individuals? If it's CBI money, it's our money, right? So maybe you should expose them. here on the telephone. Maybe we can help you, help them to make some, get some defense here. Hello, talk to me, yeah?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you.
Matt, I listened to Roosevelt Skerritt very carefully just now. And if growing mash, you know what growing mash is, Matt? You know what people used to call growing mash? You give it to your chickens and they grow fast, have hormones in it. Yeah. If that was BS, Matt, we would have gone from a chick to a butterball turkey. You know what a butterball turkey? All baked and ready, sitting on the platter to be served in Roosevelt Skerritt's mansion. In a day, that's where we would go. So that's a lot of BS, Matt, that he just fed us. And I would urge him to get the tabulators to give us the figures. Let the tabulators tabulate it for us. Because this vague thing about if it wasn't for Maria and we had this and that saving and that. No, that's not good enough. That is a bunch of hogwash. We want those tabulators that he said would embarrass Lennox Linton. We want the details. We don't want this kind of loose talk. This is a bunch of hogwash, Mr. Skerritt. Honestly, it's shameful. Thank you, Matt.
All right, somebody's saying there through a statement, Matt, the private sector will defend the CBI when the cement, steel, truck, services, and other construction materials are purchased from the local private sector. When small guest houses and locally owned hoteliers who are already facing difficulties are given relief instead of giving CBI monies to former government ministers, lawyers who are his friends, and other private party cronies. Only then the private sector will defend the CBI. When you and your friends stop buying up Prime Minister property in Roseau and all over Dominica, we will defend this crime-based initiative, CBI. 4493095, and that's the private sector, of course, person speaking to me at this time. Hello, talk to me, yeah? 4493095, 4493096. The PM is calling on the private sector to defend. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
I tried.
Okay.
I would like a classification to be exact as to what level of commercial work is being undertaken by the private sector and what are the people that are involved and known as being private sector. Because I, as one, do not, and I don't think I'm entitled for any sort of assistance in the line of being expected to rescue what is actually taking place now. This is not sense, and it makes no sense at all.
So you're not a beneficiary of the CBI program as a private sector, no?
I was never being able to be recognized, and this is why I am asking the question whether my business undertaking is in the private sector, and if so, whether at any given time I was recognized and entitled for some level of assistance, which I don't cater for, but at least a vibrant economy. Maybe by then I would be able to get something. But I got nothing, and none of us got anything at all. I would like the classification of a member of the private sector. Thank you.
All right. I noticed the voice there. So please explain the classification, okay, Mr. Prime Minister? I know that voice, a very serious member of the private sector. Maybe you should speak to your agents and those who are benefiting directly with big hotels around the island. Tell them to speak up and defend the CBI. Very interesting, huh? Who are the beneficiaries of the CBI? Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you too.
Matt, I called to say something concerning what the poor Prime Minister said in Antigua, but please, Matt, allow me to make a plea to Mr. Edison James. Please. Can I?
You can, depends on what.
Yeah, I just want to plead to him. Mr. Edison James, I do not have your number. All indication is showing that somebody will stand in the court, but I supported the Labour Party for a long time. I am pleading, I am admonishing you, I am requesting of you to leave that person alone, okay? Thank you for hearing me. Now, Mark, I want to tell Mr. Scary that this speech he was giving, his utterances alone, nobody not going to believe him. You can't tell me, Mark. Now, who are the people of Dominica he said that were benefiting from the CBI? You have to tell us who. Because I am fully persuaded that a number of people, Dominicans, citizens, going to cry and say, not me. Thank you, Mark.
All right, thank you very much. That's why I asked at the very beginning. Maybe you can give us a list of the private sector persons who may have benefited, huh? Maybe one of the list exposed there by Mr. Lennox Linton earlier. Will be established. Maybe we'll have a better understanding of who directly Mr. Prime Minister is talking about. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matter, I have a mind if Maria could answer or talk. Maria passed so long. Maria would tell Scary, don't call her name, eh?
Oh, boy. Who are, somebody might want to help me, who are the private sector persons who may have benefited directly from the CBI? I would like to know because I'll join the Prime Minister in calling on them to defend the CBI. But they remain conspicuously silent. Who are the ones building all the big hotels and those who are benefiting, building restaurants around the place? I really, really, really want to know. Hello, talk to me, yes.
Okay, man, tell him hope he's not referring to Julius Timothy, who is a sick man. So if he's referring to Julius Timothy, who maybe benefited, tell him please leave him alone. Thank you very much.
My information suggests the government may still be owing Mr. Timothy as it relates to items taken on credit after Maria. That's the information I have. So if you know, please. A lot of names are being sent to me, but I can't call the names because I'm not too sure. I just want to know who's on that list. Maybe we'll check the Gazette and find out just who these names are. Huh? But you're putting the Prime Minister under some pressure there. He's saying that you are benefiting, but you're not defending the program. I'm hearing Kalinago leaders more cronies. It's not fair to be calling people names I'd prefer it come from the Prime Minister. I'd really, instead of you telling me use my imagination, I don't want to put myself in trouble and I don't know for sure, okay? But there are people out there we know who have benefited. You have eyes. You're seeing all around you. Somebody said, man, we will know who when they come knocking. Something is up. Somebody's asking, Matt, can you tell, is it true that one of the major supermarkets, I won't call the name, do you owe and how much? Everything is now surfacing. Everything is now surfacing. I'm going to call some private sector person who I think got involved in this CBI program. I know a few government operatives. I know who has dumper trucks, pickups, bus, bobcat, excavators, water trucks, and drives some of the GA vehicles. Oh boy, the story is out. It's I just opened a can of worms there. So please help the Prime Minister in defending the CBI program. He says it doesn't look good that only the government should speak up and defend the program. So please, according to the Prime Minister, despite their clear benefits, Skerrit expressed his disappointment that the defense of this program seemed to rest solely with government officials. And I will say, and I emphasize, I don't think it's fair. If you are benefiting, please help the Prime Minister defend the program. I'm going down, I'm bringing everybody with me. For the entire week, I'm talking about who is going to make that list. And you see the Prime Minister talking about those who should defend the CBI. Mr. Lennox, tell me something. Are you there still? Are you there?
You know, every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominican Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care, were just spent on other things: housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica, and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment CBI money. So, breaking news. I am reliably informed that MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
We are open 7 days a week with the top of the line products. We're out of stock. Supermarket and pharmacy, health and beauty care, fresh produce and meats prepared daily. Hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meals, sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront, environment friendly, and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh your one stop. Fresh market, from the cradle to the grave, you don't want to be no slave. You need a loan you want to save. You want come and visit us today. With a commitment to quality, therefore you and me was one the family, but now with the community, making life easy, yes, like it. No matter who you are, you can benefit. When you bring your mortgage
with rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA.
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings product.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
You all the way.
Wow. Your community financial partner.
NCTU.
ESA Trading Limited is celebrating mothers in grand style with a super grand Mother's Day raffle. Yes, do not miss our Mother's Day promotion at ESA Trading Limited. Spend $50 or more and write your mother's name, address, and their telephone number on the back of your receipt and place it in the box provided to take part in our grand Mother's Day raffle. Help your mom win one of these fabulous prizes. First prize, a 90 kg washing machine. Second prize, a 4-burner gas stove. Third prize, an industrial blender. And fourth prize, a 4.5-liter electric air fryer. Promotion runs from today, 17th April to May 11th, 2025. ESA Trading Limited. We're making a difference for you.
What you're looking for is at the best price. What you're looking for is at the
best price, best price. Everything is nice and oh, you love the price. Convenient and easy makes shopping breezy.
The luxury of everything in one supermarket located on the riverbank with parking. Best price open daily all week with home store decor for every room, pharmacy for all prescriptions and over-the-counter medication, supermarket for all your grocery items, fresh produce and frozen.
What you're looking for is all at best price.
What you're looking for is at value.
Again, just to emphasize, a story emerging on the Dominican News online newspaper. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt warns the private sector, entities, and stakeholders to actively defend the citizenship by investment programs in the face of external challenges. Mr. Skerritt is one of the leaders attending the Caribbean Investment Summit 2025 held at the AUA Conference Center in Antigua and Barbuda. Despite what seemed to be the clear benefits, Mr. Skerritt expressed his disappointment that the defense of this program seemed to rest solely with government officials. Quote, it should not be left to the government alone to be the ones extolling the virtues of the CBI programs. I agree. We do not hear the agents or developers. We do not hear from the private sector who are benefiting directly from the CBI programs. I did not say it. Your Prime Minister did. So those who are benefiting, he urged you to speak up and help change the narrative surrounding the CBI programs. So I agree with Mr. Skerritt. Speak up, speak up. Somebody says, Matt, I wouldn't expect the private sector to respond. These people are pure, they have pure business motives. The politicians, like Mr. Skerritt, are the ones answerable to us. So they should be answering the question. I agree to a certain extent as well, huh? So if you know the private sector individuals, Mr. Prime Minister, who are not helping you defend, call their names. Somebody says the Prime Minister is right. I agree. The benefactors of the CBI program should be showing their full support for the bread and butter. Time to know when we can go up to their faces and shame them. Very interesting, huh? Prime Minister, defend yourself. You do right. Ella, talk to me on the telephone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The private sector really should speak up, Matt. The alleged business that lodging me 30,000 when they're only making 5,000, they can speak up too because they are beneficiaries of the program.
Everybody has to.
And we would like them to speak up. Thank you, Matt. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Yes, I'm urging you, if you're private sector and you're benefiting from the CBI, speak up. Yes.
Good afternoon.
But maybe the private sector, some of them maybe they don't know.
They don't know.
That
Okay.
is the CBI money for them to defend, because you know our Prime Minister have a dirty habit of pretending is in his pocket. The money coming out to give a person, to help a person to do something for the country, because he richer than the country. So maybe they don't really know his CBI funds. And but we can just go ahead and say those people who made it clear that they benefited from the CBI, people like Sam, who said publicly that he has benefited from the CBI. Maybe Sam should just come out and speak on behalf of the PM like he usually do on the CBI and the goodness of the CBI. Because this is the only person I myself can say I have heard say he benefited from the CBI. So in light of that, we'll wait for Sam to speak. But the rest of the people, maybe you need to inquire from Skerrit. If he's in his personal bank, he take the money. Or if it's CBI money, he gave you for him to do whatever, for you to do whatever business you had to do. C'est comme ça, money pour mettre, you know. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. I don't normally agree, but this afternoon I agree. PM, get them to speak up. I know Mr. San Rafael usually do. I'm going to try to get him on the line this afternoon to defend that statement, huh? If it's one day I agree with Prime Minister, it's today. Hello on the telephone. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Matt.
How you doing? How you doing?
Matt, I good. That's boots on the ground.
Yes, I.
Matt, I listened to the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
And from the private sector personnel, I could start to speak because, as you know, you remember I had a business called Walsh Trucking.
I remember.
And from Walsh Trucking, I moved into Walsh Sand and Stones.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt, one of the things that happened is like they say the government owing Julius Timothy. This government that was saying they give me a gold mine was owing me and refused to pay and was ordering that certain things I have to do for them in order that I draw my money that I was working for. And the CBI money was there. I wasn't getting a cent. So CBI never helped me. And I know there's a number of business people that Kool-Aid, CBI never helped them. It never helped us.
Mm-hmm.
But it have people that receive CBI money to support them. So the Prime Minister know who he declaring. He must come and tell us their name. But a few days back, I was on an issue there about accounting. I'm not going to go into full details because what I hear hearing every day is accounting flush out in a toilet somewhere. And it just don't have accounting. Today, instead of accounting for where the money go, who I give, and what I did with the money, they blaming private sector. So the private sector people that have been holding back their people from going to stand up for their rights all the time. Today is all you turn. The Prime Minister is in all your face, and I am supporting him. All you need to talk. But in terms of accounting, Matt, You know they never account for the money in the Light River Hotel. It was CBI money up to a day like today. If you call Lennox Linton and you ask him how much, he know the exact figure. I know Lennox know. Lennox is the man God sent here to give us information on what is happening to us until God ready for him. So it doesn't matter what. People trying to take him out, you know. They're trying all kind of things to bring him down. But there's a God above, and God put him for a reason. So when you're ready, ask Lennox, just like he did a while ago, to come and let you know how much money they receive from the CDI and not accounting for it. Because in the days gone by, everybody that used to sell 5 coconuts, 3 bunches of banana, 2 crates of grapefruit, they used to mark it on a book, and they used to let their children know how much they receive, how much who owing them, and what they do with the money. That is why people could do things for themselves before. Today, everything is, if not CDI is what, if not passport is what. Well, passport now, God put passport in its place. It's not man, you know. It doesn't matter what man says. God make means for people to survive. And when you see people doing bad things, the same God that expose them. Now it's exposed. You see, Antigua, they try to talk about bridges and money to build bridges. If you go around Dominica, how many years since Maria passed? And we have barely bridges that certain trucks, I know about trucking, I know about cargo. Certain cargo cannot pass on because they are temporary bridges up to 2 days. So I don't know where that money passed, but Lennox to get on the radio to tell us. And Edison good to know, it's Mr. James. Mr. James is a scholar. Call Mr. James to a problem. They will explain to the people of Dominica that the devil that is on our country, we must remove it because there's a 50-year plan for Dominicans to lose their rights in their country. We have gone 25 already. If we don't stand up within that 25, if we do put our boots on the ground within that 25, the next 25, our children going to regret and tell us. And by that time we'll be gone, you know, because the plan is we have to go. And by the time we go, things will change. But our children will never forgive us. Our grandchildren will never forgive us for allowing them to get in that seat. So now is the time. Private sector, I'm so glad that Mr. Kerry tell all you now to come out and talk. And we want to hear how many of all you receiving the CBI money. God bless and boots on the ground.
God bless you, of course. We learned this morning again from Mr. Lennox Linton, you know, that Mr. Gonzalez, who was the prime minister of the OECS, one of the prime ministers of the OECS, have been warning. And we heard this statement mixed in recent days. This one.
Everybody is. Play basketball, people come amazed. Play football, all you get is praise. Play football, you get happy.
I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. I'm opposed to selling the passports and the citizenship in principle. I'm opposed on the grounds of practicality. I'm opposed on the grounds that it is not sustainable and that it is reckless to run your country's finances on selling passports. You know, every time we raise the bread and butter issue of the more than $8 billion from the sale of Dominican passports that have been diverted from the Treasury to the private control of foreign agents and associates of the ruling Dominican Labour Party, we hear that there is no evidence of any missing money from the sale of over 50,000 passports in the last 8 years. We're told it's all just political propaganda and all the funds have been properly accounted for. And I'm talking about some of the lawyers and some of the accountants and wannabe agents. They know will want to thief as much as they can, as fast as they can. We hear that the billions that could have paid off our debts, the billions that could have provided good paying jobs for people and ensure proper health care were just spent on other things. Housing, health centers, a hospital, an international airport. I saw it coming. It took a little longer because we give them some time to clean up. But I know that the money is so sweet for everybody. They weren't going to do any cleanup. Because if you really, really clean up, there's not a lot of money. There are so many corrupt practices involved in what I'm talking about. We hear about MMCE, Anthony Hayden, how good they are to the people of Dominica, and the ungratefulness of those who dare to criticize the blatant corruption that characterizes the collection, the custody, and the spending of our citizenship by investment CBI money. These companies figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. They're mistaken, but they figure out that they might have 2 to 3 years. And what they will do, they will sell as many as they can, as fast as they can, which means more vagabonds will come in, more corrupt people will come in, more money launderers will come in, more people affecting our security will come in. And what is their oxygen? Money on your backs. By taking your passport, selling it, and you wouldn't be able to get into Europe, you wouldn't be able to get into Britain, you wouldn't be able to get into America. You hear what I'm telling you? So breaking news, MSR Media has obtained the Bank of America records of MMC money transfers through the U.S. financial system in recent years. What's going on here? Evidence. Who received how much and for what? Which minister of government, public servant, lawyer, accountant is on the list or in the CBI bomb CO? This information about the hundreds of millions of dollars paid to various ruling party approved beneficiaries is of greatest public interest to the people of Dominica at this time. And I am therefore calling on MSR Media to release to the people of Dominica the details of the MMCE CBI money transfers via Bank of America ASAP as soon as possible. Please and thanks.
Even a former money launderer, now a confidant with the U.S. government, is warning Mr. Kenneth Rijab. Spoke to him a couple days ago.
For those people who were paying attention to the MSR Media lawsuit, there was a request to produce bank account information to Bank of America and other American banks in their correspondent accounts. And a year later, meaning this past January, Bank of America finally turned over records, but not just records of St. Kitts and St. Lucia. Because of the broad scope of the subpoena, they turned over records of all 5 EC CBI states. That means that incriminating information showing payments to government officials in Dominica of millions of dollars is now in the hands of Felipe Martinez, MSR Media.
So you can,
of course, you should assume that he's turned that over to U.S. law enforcement.
So Mr. Martinez can actually turn that information to those concerned in Dominica as well?
Yes, as we would say, the chickens are about to come home to roost because all of the evidence which incriminates senior people in the Dominica Labor Party and those who happen to be inside or outside of government at this point apparently are recipients and beneficiaries of money which was diverted from the CBI program. So you can assume that not only have they committed crimes in Dominica, but by their receipt of the proceeds of crime, they have committed money laundering in the United States of America, all of which probably is keeping them up at night because they don't know where this is going. And of course, money laundering is a 20-year felony in the United States.
So not only government officials, but other officials as well, and the agents and everybody else.
Yes, sir. Everybody involved in the whole corrupt scheme who happens to be affiliated with the Labor Party. As to how wide it goes, we cannot say, but I'm sure that there are going to be some very unhappy people when that information is released.
Who are the unhappy people? Who will be? I guess we'll find out in time. The clock is ticking. Don't you worry, I'm here. Somebody's suggesting here the agents are his friends. Tell him, call his friends. So maybe they'll tell him something. Oh boy. Somebody's saying, Matt, I sense a falling out soon. Guess you just have to wait and see. Helen, talk to him on the telephone, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Matt, I call again, I call again.
You're a very busy person this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Matt. Matt, I told you before, I don't believe the Prime Minister. But when you said something, Matt, I'm in agreement with you, Matt. Because when these guys were on the other side, the guy who had the hotels in my area, the Soufriere, Matt, he did not want us to sell the passport at all. The other young lady taking a call, they did not want us to take a call at all. Matt, where's the man that you should be with him now? I don't hear him again at all. On the other side, it was the man with Soufriere with all his hotels and the next man.
Oh, you mean Mr. Green? Kenneth Green.
I don't hear him again at all. But Matt, I agree with you. Some people need to speak out. Those who have all the millions, they need to say something true. With you, I agree. You, man.
All right. I said I agree with the Prime Minister that the agents should speak out. I mean, of course, I mean, you're benefiting. Why don't you want to defend the program? Let's listen to this voice note. Yes?
Good afternoon, Matt, and good afternoon to all Dominicans. What a very interesting discussion. I think Skerrit has a lot of guts, you know. Nothing that can fix that man, you know, Matt. Skerrit is a man like Trump. He knows well he's lying, but he will say it with confidence and convince himself with those lies there, Matt. He spoke about building housing with the CBI for Dominicans. For his supporters must stay loyal to him and vote for him, Matt. They have to cry and genuflect, go down on their knees for them to get a house, according to Ian Douglas said. But what I did not hear about is the money laundering machines in the name of hotels under the CBI program. A lot of them are incomplete, Matt. I did not hear about those things. I didn't hear about the many Marco mansions built for himself and his gang of ilks. I did not hear about all the properties around Roseau and elsewhere that are registered under false names and in the names of fake companies to hide transparency to the heavens of corruption that he has created in Dominica. I did not hear about that, Matt. A lot of our CBI monies are going towards those incompleted projects there. A lot of our CBI monies are spent, you know, haywire, buying properties here, there, and everywhere, Matt. Skerrit said he can't wait for 5 years to rebuild the bridges, Matt. How many bridges did Skerrit build in Dominica after Hurricane Maria? Dominica all over have permanent bypasses, Matt, that every time a little show of rain says, Preketek, they flood out. Half of the country shut down because the permanent bridges that were supposed to be built have not been built. And did I hear Skerrit say that he would have been able to pay off Dominica's debts prior to Hurricane Maria? When was Hurricane Maria, sir? What was the country's indebtedness prior to Hurricane Maria? Hurricane Maria was only in 2017. 5 years. 5 years prior to Hurricane Maria. How much of the country's indebtedness did you pay? Matt, seemingly this man loved demise. He loved demise in the name of hurricanes and all kind of weather conditions, Matt, so that he can blame his poor governance. He can blame the fact that he has not developed Dominica on the elements of disasters. What is Dominica's GDP? What are we producing in raw material to offset our indebtedness, Matt? They have never concentrated on agriculture. They have never concentrated on the fishing industry. They're like drunken on the CBI, drunken and doped on the CBI, like drug dealers. Now he finds himself marinating in the pickle. So now he's drawing the beneficiaries of the CBI into the pickle together with him, Matt. He's not ready to throw them under the bus, Matt, asking why they're silenced. Can you imagine that? And whether they have engaged in whatever practices he said, things that were wrong, Matt. Matt, Lent and Easter just passed, Matt. But when I heard Roosevelt Skerrit, it reminds me of that passage that when the cock crows thrice, the Son of God shall be betrayed. That is what he's doing. He's ready to crow. He has not even seen the problem yet. He has not even get to experience the fire of the problem yet, but he's ready to croak and he's ready to throw them out under the bus. He's calling them out right now. Come out, come and defend the program. Matt, we all shall see where this goes. We all shall see one day conquer this. Something have to break in this country so that Dominicans can get the freedom and the liberties. They can get to live like citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica, where they can earn and they can create wealth and not under a dictatorship where they can be brutalized and made to just accept crumbs and nonsense. Skerrit knows he's lying, but he will go in a meeting and say that straight face. Boy, this man is a dangerous human being. Thank you, Matt.
On the Facebook Live, I see some comments. Mrs. Edwards, well said. 100% for you, Maslin. His favorite words is comrade, comrade. You know I help you all with all your businesses. You stay afloat. Now, I need you to defend me. Why would they defend him more WhatsApp messages when he knows it all? Scary is now throwing everybody under the bus. As I said, this is one time. One time that I would agree with the Prime Minister. I'm not the only one benefiting, so come out and defend the CBI. I agree with you, sir. I had to talk to him on the telephone. Oh, sorry about that. Let's continue. On the telephone, he has to talk to me.
Mr. Pelter, blessings to you. What's up?
Blessings to you, sir.
I missed the first half of your program, but I just came home there and I hear you talking about private sector to defend the map.
Well, he's calling on the private sector, blessings, just in a nutshell. He's calling on the private sector to defend the CBI program. He finds that they're too quiet.
Matt Skerrit is quite deviant. No law, no constitution. Go to hell is not your dumb business. Matt, what the other one he said again? He's not a protocol person. Can you remember that, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
These private sector people, while I'm quite suspicious about them and watch them to be quite, they are aiding and abetting the whole criminal activities, Matt. Matt, what they're going to talk about and who they're going to talk to, where they're going to protest. Are they going to protest? Who they're going to convince, Matt? Are they going to start to protest in front of 295 to shut it down and arrest Thompson and Lennox and anybody that dares to talk about the ills, which it is realistic, Matt, it is truthful about the CBI, Matt? What is he asking them to do? Who is he asking them to talk to? And what does he anticipate they should say? And where they would go and protest to make the case? Because, Matt, is me and you know that talking about all what that happening in CBI? Is it you and Diane Linton and Thompson? I'm asking, all the sanctions having to do with travel and visa and making demands about its identity.
Well, his point is, blessings. Quote, it should not be left to the government alone to be the ones extolling the virtues of the CBI program. We do not hear the agents or the developers. We do not hear from the private sector who are benefiting directly from the CBI program. That's his comment.
I understand everything you're saying, but it's only one man. That is the government, that is CBI, that is the private sector. It's only one man. How the hell he want people to talk? He loves throwing people under the bus, man. So that's what it is. Now I am cornered like a rat, as he is, Matt. Now he's calling on people to come and extricate him from his twisted, mangled, and convoluted dictatorial criminal activities, Matt. That's what it is. What the hell are they going to say? Who they're going to talk to? Where they're going to protest? That is what I'm saying, Matt. And then let me conclude and say, what is happening to the CBI program, Matt? It has nothing to do with the opposition. It has nothing to do with the radio station. It has nothing to do with Labour or UWP or nothing like that. So when you ask them to speak out, Matt, what they're going to say, who they're going to say anything to, and where they're going to stand up and make their case defending or advocating for the passports, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you, blessings. Don't get choked there. All right, it's 2:34. Somebody says, Matt, you should play this song there from the Mighty Sparrow. Just for a few minutes, okay? Your wish is my command. If that's your request, I hope you're smiling now.
England was a mighty place, many years gone by. Now England is a troubled place. Used to ask me why. To quote an old Englishman whose name is Sir John Union, he told me in song, he should sing along. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, I say falling down. Falling down, I say falling down.
It's 25 to the hour, 3 o'clock, Friday, the 25th of April. I know you can't be talking to Sam, right? Sam Raphael has been defending this program for a while. Maybe the other developer. I see big hotels coming up there in the Victoria Street area. Maybe he should be speaking to that agent. He has been conspicuously silent. No names, no warrants. The big program in the afternoon, Talk on the Block.
For the human being, what's a mighty book? Touching up a passion tree, distribution tree. Touching up and great explorers, mighty king and fierce warriors. From we sense that dead and gone. London is falling down, falling down, I said falling down. Falling down, I said falling down. He said, today when I look around, I see the king and I'm gone. I just have to spin this out. London is falling down, falling down, I said falling down.
It's 2:38 in the afternoon. More telephone calls are coming in here. Let's be short because everybody's trying to get 2 pence in, huh? Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes? Uh-huh.
Mato,
Yes.
on that block is very hot. That block should be the hot seat. Maslin had a nice piece, eh? Nice piece from Maslin.
Okay. Thank you. 449-309-596 and 97. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good afternoon, Matt.
My brother, how you doing?
Madam good, Madam good. I must admit that when you're under pressure, you have to speak. And when you misappropriate funds, you have to give account for it. So if I get the money to build a house and I take the money and they're drinking in the shop with my friends and I under pressure, I have to call on my friends and say, but you helped me drink the money, Matt.
True.
But I must admit that Sam Raphael was one of the only investors that defended the program over the years.
That
We
is
have
true.
to give jacket.
That's true.
Yeah. But the truth is, Mr. Skerritt cannot depend on the farmers of this country. We asked him for a boat for us to export our agricultural produce. He promised us and he did not deliver. He cannot depend on the people of Wesley Wood Hill for assistance, Matt. He gave us nothing. Look, he built a health center in Wesley, Matt. Wesley didn't need a health center. 5 years ago, he took a decision to destroy the Wesley Government School because it is in the path of the proposed international airport. Now they are relocating the students to the Northeast Comprehensive School because they're going to destroy this Wesley Government School. Mr. Skerritt should give us a school so we could say we benefit from the CBI program. We cannot say that, Matt, because most of the property owners, it's crumbs they get for their property, and a large majority of them has not gotten anything. So we cannot say nothing about the CBI program, and we didn't benefit, Matt. Look, they gave us plantain and banana plants over the past 3 months, 4 months. Matt, there is no market. But the tired fool farmers, Matt. So Skerritt has turned his back on the farmers. We don't know about CBI money. So don't come and say for us to talk about CBI money. It cannot be for us. You have a list. You is the individual specifically responsible for identifying persons in the private and public sector.
So you're saying you're saying that he should speak out and of course name the list?
Name the list, Matt. Because he talk about public sector, Matt. Private sector. He had individuals that are associated with the government, the selling passport. You know, Matt. He had guys working in the ministry and they're building hotels. So he have guys that go bankrupt in America, in New York several times. Today they're building Portsmouth in the north. Give us the list. Do like Sam. Say, yes, I created 50 jobs. I created 100 and something jobs. I'm not going and piggyback on Sam. Sam has done his best. But what about those others? Those others are buying the whole of Roseau. Not every 2 months. Individuals are buying oceans of land in Roseau estates. Farmers don't man get avocado plants because those passport hoaxers are buying all. The Prime Minister boasts he have the most lime in Dominica. It's probably true, Matt. They're taking all the citrus. When a man will be able to go and buy 500 avocado plants, a farmer is 5 and free. He can purchase because he has no power, spending power. He don't have no access to CBI funds. Not even the feeder roads in Wesley, Roosevelt Skerritt take CBI money and fix. So Wesley fellas can say, well, yes, Mr. Skerritt, I benefited from the program. The farmers were supposed to get a little money after Maria. The prominent farmers, 10,000 small farmers free. Mr. Skerritt take the money and play politics. He identified the persons that were supporting the United Workers' Party and make sure it's free to get. And fellas that had small farms, you could take your hat and cover the garden, they get 10,000. No, don't cry, Mr. Skerritt. You misappropriate the funds you made under the program after we relentlessly, as a political organization, the United Workers' Party, tell you, put the money to use because the program is not a lifetime thing. But no, he would not listen, Matt. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. On the telephone, are you there, yes? Good afternoon to you. On the telephone, yes?
Okay, Mr. Pelte, I don't want to accuse neither abuse anybody, but I am going to share something. If in case, like, you are a child, the Bible said folly is in the heart of a child, so the child does anything that is wrong. Or you can become a man. At least, the Bible said evil communication corrupt good manners. The friends that you associate with, the friends that you pick in your life, some may be good, some may be bad. But if the bad ones, it said evil communication corrupt good manners. You understand? And if you follow the bad person, but here it is there, you hearing something happening to your friend. Understand? You should be able to stand up and talk to the friend and tell him, look, that and that happens. Look, this happening. Try to correct that because that will bring. But sometimes people talk to people They don't listen because the Bible says, he who is left to be rich become poor. So when you don't listen to good counsel and good people and follow good people, you get yourself in trouble. And the very people that you get in trouble that was with you, they run away. You understand? When money, everybody there. But when bad times come, everybody run away. So I think that people need to tend to call on God and talk to God and let God give you direction. Some people go down like the Titanic, go down in the sea, and they don't care. What did you achieve? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Your friends turn your back on you, huh? When you need them. Midnight Groovers. I remember the late Alex Boyd Knight with this one. Don't feel like a talk on the block, you know? Tell your friends. Tell Sue to tell Lou. That's the place to be in the afternoon. Talk on the block. Somebody says, Matt, they all know Mr. Scary's secret, so all fingers will be pointing on him or at him. The upholder is the worst than the thief. That's a WhatsApp message. If you know the agents are not speaking out and defending the program, please, I await that list, huh? But Matt, he run things, so let him bring them out, all the information to the public. I told you that's one day I agree with the Prime Minister. From the very inception, the whole CBI program has been operating under a cloak of secrecy. So why the sudden urge for beneficiaries to openly identify themselves? That's a question here. I want to take this one from the top. Somebody's enjoying this one. Okay. For the second time in the afternoon. My friend who was laughing all afternoon. This one for you, okay? Sounds like the CBI is on a stretcher with an IV in the vein. Sounds like the honey is drying out, huh? You know, somebody says, man, tell Scarrett to ask the investor of the House of Dark Secrets to come forward and defend the CBI program. You know, I received some information as it relates to the. I can't confirm, but I'll share with you. And a question has been asked: did you hear that the Ministry of Education now has the keys to the House of Dark Secrets? And that they will maybe be moving into that building soon? I guess we'll have to follow up on that one. So I'm asking the Minister of Education, is a she, do you now have the keys to the House of Darkness? And that ministry will be moving there soon? Just a question, huh? On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Uh-huh.
Afternoon, man.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
So, Matt, with all that, I wasn't there. I just came in and listening to what's going on. So, one man that runs things telling what you call him to reveal
He said he wants the private sector and the stakeholders to actively defend the citizenship by investment program. So he's calling on the agents to reveal themselves and defend the program.
only the agencies alone.
The agents, I said the agents, not the agencies, the
The
agents.
agents.
Yes.
Calling them alone. Well, you might finally get to know who are the real owners of the House of Dark Secret. We might finally get to know who's the owner of the house of Mr. Burton, right of course in the House of Dark Secret. We might finally get to know how did that big three-story building that own all the offices and the store in Cox Street, who are the real owners of it. We might finally get to know who the owners of the Mr. Signoret, our good president, may his soul rest in peace. We might finally get to know who are the owners of that match, because all of that falling, I think, under the same line there. We have to look, Matt, between the lines and all Newtown developing, big buildings going up, all in the street they're going up. So we might finally get to know who are the real owners. They might start coming out from the wooden nest, Matt. Let's wait and see, yeah, Matt?
Just wait and see, wait and see, blah, blah, wait and see. You have patience, yes? Talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon
and
to you.
good afternoon to your listeners
Uh-huh.
at home and abroad. Matt, you see that word they call in retribution? Matt, the opposition people of the country has been crying out for years and years and years. And all they were trying to say and do, especially Mr. Lennox Linton, he's putting out the country dirty linen in the public. Look at it today. Look at the dirty linen, Matt. Look at the dirty linen. Matt, I don't not even a coke I get on CBI money. So Mr. I don't have no regrets in my life. Who have CBI money, tell them check themselves. They ban mission state. They ban murderer. Good afternoon, Matt, and bye-bye.
Who have caco outside, they say, huh? I don't have caco outside. I don't expect rain, huh? On the telephone, good afternoon to you. Oh boy. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Just quickly, but I love pepper, and I get calling by eating at the same time, so the pepper gets stuck in my lungs a little and had me backfire in like a. Matt, you can't ever backfire. Leave that alone, man. Matt, you see the House of Exile.
Uh-huh.
You know how many times I've requested that song. You may not have time, and that is playing out in proper perspective. How they say it, Matt West. If you listen to Jimmy Cliff describing that situation there, because when you think you know there's a time for everything, but no, you cannot be so desperate, Matt, and asking for people to defend you when you are the one who run things in Dominica, beating opposition supporters and members, jailing them, charging them, doing all manner of evil. You were warned, my brother, Thompson Fountain, Happy Mate, blessings to you, Yonce, Happy Mate, Loftus Durant, Matt Pelte, Lennox Lincoln. Who did not warn and say the CBI program, it is not transparent and it is not sustainable? Now, all of a sudden, the question I'm asking, and it still stands, Matt, who they are going to complain to, Matt? Who is sanctioning the CBI program in the Caribbean? It's not the opposition, it's not anybody. So who are they going to confront? Who are they going to talk to? My brethren, know you get stuck or caught between a rock and a hard place, and you can only blame yourself because you could not see your day of judgment. The lady used the word retribution, the far-reaching consequences, Matt. When it come and kick you in the butt, you wondering, don't think it's Matt that do me that, but your own hand that do you what that happening to you now. And all I can do is pity you, but trust me, I would not forgive you. If they give me the noose to hang you, I would hang you with pride. Thank you.
Somebody says, man, Scarrett knows all who's giving him monies from the CBI fund. So tell him, call their names and ask them to speak. All those CBI businesses, CBI paying employees' salaries, all those stores, their deposits, not matching their sales. He knows. Well, do we expect the beneficiaries like the the employees of the NEP to speak out? One of the main beneficiaries, who may be receiving the scraps out of the bread basket. You expect them to defend? Some questions, huh? Are you now expecting the NEP to speak up? Somebody's asking for the financial task force in Dominica. Very busy afternoon here. I'll be back on your program tomorrow morning, usual style. It was a very, very interesting Friday afternoon, the 25th of April. Somebody asking the question, who is beating Mr. Scarrett? Why is he crying? Our final call there for the next 30 seconds. Yes.
Yes, man.
How we-
People used to ask to be couple next week couple share. I have a question to ask you, man. When the President was spending all his wealth, I know you are a journalist. Maybe he hire you as a DJ. You eat, you drink. When things turn bad and he looking for you, boy, I don't know you. If you spend your money wherever, don't look for me now. So now you in hot water. Don't look for anybody to come and say, well, yes, apart from some, nobody else coming to say anything.
Gonna leave you with this song in the afternoon. I know it's Blessing's favorite song. Very appropriate at this time. Very appropriate. I've got to go, Dominica. Until tomorrow morning. Join me then.
You're gonna see your day of feasting.
I love you, Dominica. I'm gone.
Just a little daylight dawn.
Brother Jimmy Cliff.
When you leave affected, you are strong, you were well protected. And now you feel like a fish of water.